If you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me. And I'm going to congratulate you. But I'm never, ever going to take an advantage.
Fierce, resilient, and dedicated are three words that come to mind when you think of Serena Williams. The famous and recently retired tennis superstar is a legend in the game, with 23 Grand Slam titles, 14 Grand Slam doubles titles, and 4 Olympic medals to her name. The 41-year-old American professional tennis player is considered one of the greatest athletes of all time. Serena Williams rose to fame in 1999 after winning the women's singles titles at the US Open, defeating Martina Hingis in the finals and becoming the second black woman to ever win a major singles after Althea Gibson. The female tennis champion has since been ranked world number 1 in singles 8 times by the Women's Tennis Association. Throughout her career, she has faced many setbacks due to court clashes, injuries, and personal issues, and has been in the controversial spotlight one too many times. Some of these events point to the question, what really happened to Serena Williams? Despite her rolling success, Serena Williams suffered so many controversies in her career, especially during tournaments. The 2001 Indian Wells was watched. The star's father, Richard Williams, was accused of fixing matches between the two sisters, Serena and Venus Williams, with Venus withdrawing from the match a few minutes to the scheduled time due to a knee injury.
Everybody out there is still very skeptical about whether or not it was fixed or not.
During the ensuing finals between Serena Williams and Kim Clijsters, the family was loudly booed by the spectators. She went on to win her second title, defeating Clijsters in 3 sets, and this made the cheers grow louder, with rumors that Venus's withdrawal was a sneaky way for the family to win the match. In an interview, The Red Table Takeover with Will Smith, Williams stated the experience was very traumatizing and caused her to boycott Indiana Wells for 14 years.
For a long time, I just couldn't imagine revisiting one of the darkest moments of my career.
At the 2004 US Open in New York, the 23 Grand Slams champion said she felt cheated and robbed after losing to her competition Jennifer Capriati in the women's quarterfinals due to the wrong calls against her by the officiating umpire. Williams expressed dismay at her point being given to Capriati when the ball was clearly hers.
I thought it was good.
Excuse me? That ball was so in!
The tennis star said she gained a fear of hitting in that match because they kept calling her balls out no matter how far or close it was to the line. She said, "At first, I thought it was another Wimbledon conspiracy. I know my shots. Not only was it in, it wasn't even near the line." Luckily for the tennis superstar, a television replay showed the incorrect overall and an apology was issued to Serena Williams, with the chair umpire withdrawn from the rest of the tournament. Fast forward to 2009 and Serena Williams found herself in yet another clash with the officiating lineswoman. This was the US Open semi-finals and the game had been rough for Williams, who was playing against Kim Clijsters. No one likes to be on the losing side of things, and Williams was understandably on edge. Towards the end of the match, the tennis champion was given a foot fault call, and in anger, Williams confronted the game's official in a manner that was tagged as almost threatening, while pointing her fingers, brandishing her racket, and giving a profanity-laced speech. For this unacceptable display at a Grand Slam tournament, Williams was fined $82,500, which was far greater than the previous highest fine for a Grand Slam offense, and placed under a 2-year probation. She was warned against committing another offense of the same magnitude within the probationary period, as the fine would then be increased to $175,000 and the Grand Slam's champion barred from the following US Open. But if she does not have another offense in the next 2 years, the suspension is lifted, Grand Slam administrator Bill Babcock said in a telephone interview from London. The tennis star released a statement the Monday after the incident, apologizing for her crude display of anger. "I am thankful we now have closure on the incident and we can all move forward," she said. As any wise professional tennis player would do, Serena Williams stayed on the good side of the court officials throughout the duration of her probation. But not long after she came out of her probation, the world-famous American tennis player was fined the sum of $2,000 for code violation after calling the umpire a loser. Williams was docked a point for shouting, "Come on!" during the match against Samantha Stosur. After losing the game, Williams in anger called the umpire a hater who was totally out of control and unattractive inside. Serena Williams has never been known to remain silent on issues she found unjust in and out of the court. She has maintained her voice all through the years of her career and never failing to speak up on issues surrounding motherhood, treatment of female tennis players, and the rights of women. In 2018, Williams threw her fans into a frenzy when she walked into the court wearing a black Wakanda-inspired catsuit designed by Nike for her games. This was the first game the renowned tennis champion would be playing after having her baby the previous summer. Williams, in an interview with Vogue, said the outfit was designed to prevent her from getting blood clots, a life-threatening condition she has been suffering from since delivering her daughter while playing tennis.
It's a fun suit, but it's also functional, so I can be able to play without any problem.
She also added that the suit, sporting a red stripe at the waist, served as a symbol of fierceness and hope and signified her regal return to the court. Catsuits, anyone? For all the mums out there who had a tough recovery from pregnancy, here you go. If I can do it, so can you. Love you all, Williams tweeted. The outfit, however, did not go down well with the French Tennis Federation. Its president stated in an interview that changes would be made to the tennis dress code to prevent such from repeating itself. It would no longer be accepted. One must respect the game and the place. One moment that would no doubt go down as unforgettable in the 23 Grand Slams champion's career would be the Naomi Osaka incident. Williams had burst out in fury during the 2018 US Open and called the officiating umpire a thief for giving her a coaching violation after spotting her coach making hand gestures toward the player. She went on to smash her racket in anger and frustration at the turn of the game, for which she was given a second code violation and another penalty point for abusing her racket. For verbally abusing him, Serena Williams was given a third violation, taking the game away from her. In addition to her other offences, the tennis superstar suffered a total fine of £13,156. Williams, in her press conference, insisted that she did not cheat and referred to the umpire taking the game away from her in response to what she said as sexist. He has never taken away a game from a man because they said thief. I don't cheat to win, I'd rather lose, she says.
I don't need to cheat to win. I've won enough, and that's never been something I've ever done, you know?
The life of famous tennis players like Serena Williams is most often than not plagued with injuries sustained while in and out of court as a result of their intense physical activity. I'm sorry I couldn't do it today, Williams said, breaking down in tears after forfeiting the 2019 Roger Cup finals due to painful back spasms. In 2020, the tennis superstar also announced that she needed to take a break from playing due to injury sustained to her Achilles. The ill-timed injury was inflicted during Williams' semi-final loss at the US Open earlier that month. Williams made this announcement ahead of her second-round match, stating that she felt like she needed to walk with a limp and that was no good. I had to focus on walking straight, so I wasn't limping. I tried. I always give 100%, and everyone knows that maybe even more than 100% if that's possible. The tennis champion said she needed enough time for her Achilles injury to heal properly before returning to compete. Not too long after, in 2021, Williams withdrew from the Yarra Valley Classic semifinals due to a right shoulder injury. This was after Williams had worked up a draw against her Australian opponent in the singles tournament. Her competition advanced to the finals by a walkover. From playing tennis with her sister as a kid, Serena Williams has had a successful and inspiring career for almost 2 decades. A dedicated tennis player and mum, her fans all over the world look up to her as a source of encouragement and inspiration. She has never been one to let them down either, acquiring as many wins as she could. It therefore came as a surprise to all when Williams announced her retirement in an interview with Vogue. I've never liked the word retirement. Maybe the best way to describe what I'm up to is evolution. I'm here to tell you that I'm evolving away from tennis towards other things that are more important to me. Williams said she would retire after the US Open running from August to September to attend to her family and hopes to give her daughter a baby sister. The American tennis champion has had a satisfying run and holds one of the highest number of Grand Slam singles titles in the history of tennis, second only to Margaret Court.